Check. What is this? It's your boy DJ Spotted the Don. Of course, I'm with my homeboy. It is Thursday night school. I'm with DJ
Trini D. They call me Trini D. What up, world? This is Thursday night school. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Of course.
We chilling. How you been, man? It's been a week since we was on. We had a good show last week, and we apologize for those who couldn't tune in.
Yeah.
Facebook literally just took down our stream last week.
For no reason. We ain't had no music
Absolutely
playing.
no reason, no copyright. We were just preaching some real woke stuff during that whole podcast. So there's like, nah, we got to cut it.
We got to get these niggas off this.
Illuminati was watching, and they was like, they have keywords, and they was like, wait, he said God? Oh, snap. He said Freemason? Oh, we got to cut him off.
Exactly.
But we had a good show. It's actually up on YouTube. Go check it out. We talked about a lot. But thank y'all for tuning in this week. You know, hopefully Facebook doesn't pull that stuff again.
Haters.
You know what I'm saying? I have to get up to Mark Zuckerberg and be like, what up?
Haters. We was going to ride, bro.
We was finna go to Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you know.
It might take us a while to get there.
Take us a
and
minute.
then get on his property.
Well, the thing
fuck
is,
that.
Everybody got free transport right now to the Area 51 raid. That's this weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So we was going to take a stop in Nevada and then
we was gonna hitchhike that motherfucker
and then get this thing to Hawaii. But side note, do you know how like protected his house is in like Hawaii, bro?
I just know he's on some land that
he's on land and
Hawaiians don't want him to have.
Yeah, he bought that sacred land, put a bunch of brick walls, and after the brick wall is like acres of land before you even get to his house.
Yeah,
and then his house is on the hill, like by the freaking ocean, so you can't sneak up from the back.
Shit, we gonna have to we got the James Bond boat that motherfucking in.
We're going to have to call Tom from MySpace. That's the only option we got.
We got to call somebody with some legit beef.
I don't know. Jeff Bezos from Amazon. We got to get
Jeff
all
Bezos.
the other...
we going to ride on your nigga, man. Come on.
All the other billionaires. Let's do this.
Team up.
Don't ever cut us off again Thursday night school.
Exactly. Fuck you. We might just be one group, but fuck that shit. That happened to everybody else, too.
A lot of people did honestly get cut off last week. We had to hit people up and be like, hey, what's up? You get cut off? They're like 3 times. And I'm like, Zuckerberg's tripping. So
yeah. What do you got against Valencia College Radio, bro?
We here.
What you got against Valencia College Radio, bro?
I mean, come on. We
riding. V's up.
We making dreams come true, okay?
Exactly.
Associates and bachelors. Come on, Zuckerberg.
Exactly.
Nerd.
Damn, bro. we actually going pretty hard on it.
Yeah, he gonna shut us off for real.
Exactly. Like, oh, these motherfuckers call me a nerd. Deletes.
But yeah, how you been, brother? How's everything been with you?
I've been good. I want to let everybody know today is St. Kitts and Nevis Independence Day.
Oh, represent, homie.
So big up for my people from my island. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Definitely big up to everybody, man.
It was Trinidad Independence Day about 19 days ago. So I guess, all the West Indians just got it around the same time.
No, look, England decided to give us all our freedom when they wanted to.
Yeah, one by one, each month you guys get one.
A couple islands here, a couple islands there.
Goddamn
yeah.
British colonies. But shout out, man. Shout out to all my West Indians out there just representing the islands. I love seeing Independence Day for y'all. I see that's why you repping.
I'm repping. They got my fan a bandana on. I'm always got put on hard. My little sister actually was wearing her St. Kitts and Nevis shirt. I got her.
That's lit.
She definitely was representing back home.
Well, that's what I love seeing just on Independence Day. The guys rep hard, like harder than normal. So it's always the culture, bro. I love it.
Exactly. All right, so man, how was your week? What was going on with you?
I'm just tired, bro. Like every time we're gonna ask that question, I'm gonna answer the same thing just because I've been beat, bro. I come right here in the studio where we do our Thursday night school every Thursday night at Valencia College.
Facts.
I come here pretty much for school now because I'm in their sound and music program. So I'm here Monday through Wednesday. Then I come here for Thursday. Friday I don't come here, thank God.
Thank God.
And then Saturday there's an extra component to my class where you got to be in the studio. So I'm here 12 to 4 in the studio on Saturday. So I come to this campus basically 5 days a week. Bruh, it's a part-time job at that point. So I'm just beat, but they tell you got to place yourself with like-minded individuals in order to get where you got to be. So
that's why me and you in here.
We in here. That's what I'm saying. And from here, I got to come into school for here. So that's why it's tiring. But the goal is to eventually make it your permanent job. So you got to put it in the universe, and things will come to fruition, bro. It's all good.
And I'll definitely say that. Definitely me, you, Ari, everybody who I work with as far as my Fly at Night family.
Shout out to the whole Fly at Night family.
Like, that's the reason why I love everybody. Nikki, Cookie, Megan, JR. We're all working hard to get somewhere. I appreciate you for definitely joining me on this journey
all day.
And we've been doing a really good job of growing. So I just want to really shout out everybody who's out there hustling, grinding. I know right now we're really trying to start building not just an audience, but a culture around Fly at Night, or culture around Thursday night school, culture around the music and the hustling that we do. day in and day out. On the night times, we stay out late at night just trying to get our game on the on the up and up.
Promo, word of mouth. We really out here doing it in Orlando, y'all.
Exactly.
So thank y'all for really being a part of it, man.
Definitely thank the audience for definitely tuning in and wanting to grow with us. So y'all make sure y'all tune in each and every Thursday, of course, right here at Thursday Night School, Valencia College Radio.
Yeah.
We're going to rock this till the wheels fall off, ain't that right?
Until Zuckerberg cancels us for good.
No, don't say that.
Okay, I'm sorry, Zuckerberg.
But Zucks.
We go way back, Zucks.
Mark. But yo.
Let's do this.
Let's get into real nitty gritty.
Let's get into the real nitty gritty. The biggest news in hip hop in the past week.
Yes. Let's want to start with the nicknames?
Let's go with the nicknames. My favorite nickname. Teriyaki 6ix9ine.
Or Snitch9 if you
Snitch9 in the building. Or whatever, Hernandez, whatever his real name is.
You know what? Damn.
Government name.
Oh, man. Joe Budden called nigga Danny Dimes.
Oh, my God.
I was
Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes. He was cracking jokes and some nuts. Like, yo, wait a minute. His name is Danny.
It is Danny. Yeah, he didn't even know that when he said that.
It's a double entendre.
Oh, snap, it is. Yo, shouts to him. Shouts to everything that's going on with that. It's kind of scary.
It's getting nasty.
It's kind of scary. For those of y'all who don't know, if you've been living under a rock, don't really know what the situation is with Teriyaki 6ix9ine. We're talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yo, just keep it. He's a clown. Bro.
He's a clown. He looks like a clown. He acts like a clown. His actions have proven to being given the repercussions of a clown.
Facts.
Long story short, this dude got caught up with a gang. Long story short, try to pose with them in all his videos.
He got the attention he wanted.
He did.
He was trying to like put it on. They allowed him to run with it.
They did.
And when you hanging with real shit and you're not down for the real shit,
guess what happens?
You get caught up.
So he was doing that for a while, got real famous off it for a while, and then it caught him back in the ass. A lot of shit been happening in terms of getting robbed, in terms of murders being set up, some real serious shit that he was, known to or allegedly affiliated with. And now it's just at a point to where he got caught. He's been in the feds for a minute. Everybody knows he's going to snitch, get his time reduced drastically.
Well, yeah,
drastically.
They're talking about the form that he signed. He will get counted with time served.
And instead of doing what I believe his max is for all of the crimes that he allegedly is, affiliated with, would have been max, I believe, 47 years, something like that.
40, 50 years, yeah.
40, 50 years. And now with his snitching, he's basically getting out next year.
He diming out.
Talking about
everybody.
He is diming out everybody. So he's literally in court. When I say in court, I'm talking about this whole week they are doing the case. Like he is going
this is going to be day 4.
Yes.
He's been on there for 3 days so far. But Alejandro said, out here giving out information we already knew, desperately trying to get out. Bruh, we knew, but the fact is like he on that. I'm sorry, but
straight snitching.
Even me, being when I was younger, I was associated with people like that.
Yeah.
If you're associated with it, like, bruh, you cool with us, but you just don't come around when real shit happens.
Yo, you better stay your ass back.
Exactly. We got your back, but just
being honest, I know people who would literally tell me, he's like, hey man, get your alibi up. You know what I'm saying? Don't be with us and get your alibi up. Which basically is them telling me some shit might go down.
It's going down.
And if some shit goes down, make sure that I was not there and I have my reason and I have my proof. Like basically he's telling me go post on social media that you at this party tonight because you don't want any type of thing coming back.
Yeah, of course. It's one of them things where when you look at it and you're like, just because me and you know, like just from knowing from South Florida, I lived in Mississippi, which is close to that whole corridor to Chicago. Really is known for having all that activity.
Yes, sir.
So like, it's just like yo, you're if you're affiliated, you know the world.
Yes.
If you're next to it, you better keep a distance.
Absolutely.
But know who the real players are. And the problem with Tekashi is he sought them out.
Yes, he did. For the fame.
For the not just for the fame, but for the clout, the affiliation.
To get known.
That representative. Because Bobby Shmurda, he's a Crip, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he actually he lived that life. He knows it was some shit popping.
GS.
I gotta go with it.
That was real.
And so it's like watching Danny Dimes. I love that. Joe Budden had the best name.
Joe.
Like Danny Dimes is just like the way he's going about it. Like I understand you want to get out of jail, but like there was like everybody's saying like where's the honor amongst thieves? You know what I mean? Like you don't have no honor. Them niggas, you really didn't know them niggas. So
yeah.
Nigga, why was you really rocking with them if you didn't really know them niggas? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you trying to be like, yo, I'm all this and that? And now, just because through your affiliations, you know niggas who are. So now you like people who have nothing to do with your case. Nothing to do with you at all.
You just name dropping.
Yo, this nigga here.
That one right there.
This nigga who work in the store down the street sometimes wears red, but he really one of us. He wears blue on Sunday, go to church. But on Monday through Friday, that nigga a blood. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
This cat is going through it like I've never seen.
It's bad.
And like, let's be real. This is a real gangster story.
Yes.
Because every gangster movie, you got the snitch in it.
You do.
So this is, niggas saying, oh, this ain't gangster. Nigga, this is gangster.
This is
straight from the movies. You can write this. It's legit.
This is when the cops in the movie gets that one kid, gets him to a point to where he's punked out, to where he literally has no choice. And then he's gonna snitch on him.
He's a bitch for the rest of his time.
He's literally a bitch for the rest of his life. He's afraid to go back to wherever he's from because he knows he's a bitch. He knows he broke the code.
Yeah.
And straight up is just done. Like, if you ever seen Breaking Bad, this happened like 4 times.
Exactly.
There's a lot of snitches in there. So, in all honesty, man, it's hilarious to a point. But
it's so sad.
But it's sad because when you say it's like the movies, again, we come from some stuff where we know a little bit of something, people who are affiliated with that in a sense, and we know to stay the fuck away from it.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
We know how close we can get.
And at the end of the day, we also know that this is why we don't stay close to it. Because we don't want to be on that court and having to literally say under oath with all the proof that they got, like, was you here? Was this your phone call? Did you say this? Is this person that? Yeah. You got to have proof that you don't even know.
Yeah.
So when you are blatantly making it obvious, I know this people. It's fucking Treyway.
And not you saying it in your music. You saying it on the music videos. You getting a fucking red bandana wrap truck. You know what I'm saying? Like you're pushing it out there. Like even Game wasn't even this blatant.
Yeah.
Like even Lil Wayne would say I'm a blood, but you don't really see him carry himself. Like you don't see his affiliations outside of him and Birdman.
Yeah.
You don't see the OGs behind him. You protect that shit. But nigga, let's be real. Young cats nowadays, there is no subtlety. Everything got to be on Instagram. You got to show it to prove it. Like niggas who I was more worried about niggas who ain't had to show me.
Yeah.
But I knew who they knew.
That's true.
Like
because if you walk in the building and I know exactly who you are. And I ain't had to see none of that. Oh, I'm scared as hell of you, bro. I'm scared as hell of you.
Because, like, with one snap of a finger, they can come snatch you up out of nowhere.
Like, that's to me the real OG gangster. Like, you are known for what you did, and nobody even saw it. You know what I mean? Like, if you have that much power, that's how OG you are. But nowadays, it's like, no, we got clout. We got to show it. We got to give the proof.
Exactly.
And this is what happens. This is literally what happens. I need all these young kids out there to really pay attention to the situation.
Yeah. And hopefully they do learn from this because everybody wants to. Remember that one after Wayne? Everybody was trying to be a blood. Everybody was trying to be down with some set. Like at one point, it was everybody trying to be down with the Crips and shit. Like just have that affiliation to the streets, and that made you strong. And that showed people that you was a street nigga. But I just want to be clear, like this shit, this gangbanging shit. There's no future in it.
No, none at all.
Like you either go into jail, you die in the street, or you survive and you have no life.
Yeah. How many times have you heard that phrase?
Or you escape.
You either dead or in jail. You hear that in the movies. You hear that in rap songs. You hear that just talking to a random dude like, yeah, man, I know back from homeboy back in the day. He either dead or in jail right now.
Or they got out of jail and they old as shit.
Yeah, and they probably trying to preach to younger kids like, hey, don't do the shit that I did back in my day. I spent 10 years in the pen. Like, and that's my point. We don't have those role models for these kids, I guess, especially when you're not really in it, when you're just using it for clout. So with Teriyaki 6ix9ine, man,
tell him more what happened, man.
He is in court. It's his first, or like you said, 4th day in court. Shout out to the Snitches snitch because there's this guy on Twitter.
You're not supposed to be able to get this information this guy putting out.
That's literally everyone's been following.
Is he a snitch?
So basically,
is that guy the guy who's snitching on 6ix9ine snitching? Is he a snitch?
His Twitter is at Inner City Press. And his handle says, or bio says, his name is Matthew Russell Lee. He covers the SDNY and UN banks and IMF. So I am assuming he is a part of the court, obviously.
Okay, but you shouldn't be releasing
and video. I don't know the full rules to that. Yeah, I think you can't really release stuff like that.
I feel like some of the pictures he's really like.
He's like, and at this point, his picture is his Abby. So I'm pretty sure somebody in court is like, oh, that's the guy right there that's been tweeting all this nonsense.
Get his ass out of here.
Let's get him out. But I don't know, maybe there's some legalities to where he can, tweet updates or whatever. But basically, he's a press guy. He has been running on this court case. He has been literally the number one source of information for all of us.
For the streets.
I'm talking about for Complex, for all of
World
us.
Star,
every
Hip Hop
single
DX is posting this shit.
It's all to his handle.
And he's actually one of our sources too. So
yeah,
what's
he's
up?
literally, we chilling with him. He hit us up last night. But anyways, he has been tweeting everything. And when I say everything. Like, it's pretty crazy. It really started with him explaining a lot of the stories with him and Teriyaki's manager, Shotty.
Yeah.
And Shotty is basically,
he's a manager of Lexus Sky, a manager of Fetty Wap, manager of Skinny from the Nine.
Like a big New York manager, for sure. And
he's a blood.
And basically, from what the Snitches Snitch Inner City Press has been tweeting, is that Teriyaki 6ix9ine has been putting out everything. How Shotty got me in, how Shotty introduced me to people, how I asked Shotty for these people, how even I'm saying the N-word because Shotty made me feel comfortable around. Like, he is giving everything,
bro.
All types of.
He's giving everything, including the draws, y'all, for free,
like no reason. And that's where it's just kind of like, it first was like, okay, dang, like, you really snitching out here. That's your manager. But I think we all knew that Shotty played a big part in what this case was about.
Yeah, he made Tekashi. Let's say Tekashi knew what he wanted. Like, from what I explained, from on here, like, Tekashi knew what he wanted to do. Shotty saw what Tekashi was trying to do, and what he did is plug what he plugged the money behind it.
Yes.
So he was a manager, but he also was a person who connected the finances from the street.
Yeah.
Which is, like, let's be real. Frank Sinatra was a part of the street culture. He was a mobster funded guy.
This is a lot of managers' work.
So, like, if you don't know how the music industry works,
legit,
like, even there's niggas in Orlando
that
are funded by street money.
Let me start snitching.
Yeah, like, there's niggas in Tallahassee who funded by street money. There's niggas in the islands who funded by street money. Like, street money is always in the music industry, whether you like it or not.
It's the number one backbone to the music industry.
Especially in hip-hop.
Let me give y'all another example. We're talking about movies relating to drug cases and how this is a good example of it. If you watch any movie with clubs, let's say Bad Boys 2, for example. That just came up the top of my head.
Club owners. You
know what I'm saying? He is literally two cops trying to battle these, Russian or Spanish club owner, I believe. And guess what? They own a club. And guess what they doing? Slinging nothing but ecstasy.
Inside that
bitch. And moving all of the money from all of their outside exports of ecstasy.
Cleaning that shit up.
Through the club. Because what better way to pay for your lease, to pay for your rent, to pay for all the alcohol fines than through drug money? And that's literally the same concept. That goes on. I'm telling you, I know people that do that in Orlando.
Yeah, facts.
Actually, I don't know anybody that
we don't
Orlando,
know nobody.
You know what I mean?
We don't know nobody.
My name ain't Tekashi.
No, nobody. No, nobody.
Nobody. So imagine that, but in the same sense in the music industry. When it comes to labels, when it comes to hip hop, when it comes to in a day and age where it's no longer like, oh, you got to go to Interscope, you got to go to Atlantic. No,
especially now.
Nowadays, all you really do is need to know somebody who knows somebody and can put your stuff on.
Not even just that. You just need to have an internet connection and then money to go for outfits and shit.
True.
Money for a chain.
True.
Money to record. That's all it is.
It's very simple.
You can start your own mini label with $50,000, $60,000,
and you're good.
And you just have somebody give you that money in short spurts. If you can finance your own tours, you can finance your own wardrobe, finance everything, because you don't need to press CDs no more.
No more, dude.
You don't. All you got to have is Spotify, iTunes, and fucking TuneCore or DistroKid, and you good to go.
That's it. You buy yourself a microphone in that studio that you got with that record
money. Or you can record somewhere that will be very professional soon. Anyway.
We'll get that. And that's basically it, though. So that's why I get it. You go to Shotty. This guy understands you. That's it. Like, that's an artist's dream. I find a dude who promotes me and wants to follow my vision. So from a general term, we get it. That's music industry 101. The difference is you usually don't snitch on the guy that did that to you.
Well, also, I'll also say is, like, usually the guy who's behind the scenes, guess what? He stays behind the fucking scenes.
That's true. Yeah, Shotty was loud.
He was in front of the Love and Hip Hop show.
Yeah.
Like, he was on the music videos, on the live streams. So, like, do we blame Shotty a little bit?
So I'll say this. I don't blame him for being the manager that wanted the fame, especially when you got a bunch of good artists on your bill.
Especially one that's blowing the fuck up.
Yeah, him and Fetty, like, let's be real, huge in New York. So when you have that type of caliber behind you, you want to blow up. You want to be like the Scooter Braun, you know what I'm saying, who got Justin Bieber, and he's a famous producer now. Like, everybody seeks out to him.
Big facts, yeah.
So when you get to that, I don't blame him for that at all. But like you said, most of the people who doing that behind the scenes stuff, they know how to keep it behind the scenes.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to blame him at all for it, but yeah, definitely there's some energy there that needed to be toned down a little bit.
Yeah. And unfortunately, when they interviewed Simran on the topic of Shotty, he said, like, yo, that's my man's through thick and thin. We went through this together.
That's crazy.
And let's be real, like, part of the situation they got caught up, Shotty and 6ix9ine got caught up, is because they both grew a little too, not too fast, but the ego came with that movement, and they didn't really protect themselves on all sides.
Yeah.
6ix9ine was all saying, try me, nigga, I'm the most gangster nigga in New York.
Crazy.
His head was too big. Shotty was in front of the camera too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Putting yourself out there. Even like, let's say, when we all knew Cardi B, one of our first music videos on World Star, she's fully blooded out with a red wig on, bloods all
super
around
blood,
her and shit.
Super blood.
As soon as she became a superstar, guess what happened? All that shit
Gone.
You know what I'm saying? Gone. Like, even since we're gonna talk about who he dimed out, let's talk about Jim Jones. Jim Jones was a blood back in the day.
Jim Jones.
I'm
gonna call my boy DJ Saucy. Jim Jones.
He's a blood, but also he doesn't, in his music, he never really put his affiliation so far out there. He might say one line or two, but you never really, like, I affiliated him with Dipset the whole time.
Yeah. That's who you, and again, this is 101. This is how literally every late 90s and 2000s rapper was funded. You got your group, you got a bunch of gangs or drug dealers behind it, but you're going to fund it through a group, man. And
especially, wash that money up.
Yo, especially the New York game and especially the Diplomatics. Like, let's be
real. We knew
what they was doing, bro. And that's my point that kills me when you snitch on Jim Jones, bro. Anyone in hip hop, you know that Jim Jones has been relevant in the game, not because he's been making music. How you think he's been relevant?
The plays he's been making behind the
back end, bro, in the back end. So, like, that's why he could come back with an album this year, and it's not like it's that far-fetched. Like, yeah, we missed you for a while music-wise, but there's certain rappers in the game where you know what they're doing on the back end. I'll give you another example, too. Before he started really rapping in the last, let's say, 5-6 years, what was Pusha T doing since the Clips days? Let's be honest. Like, it's known what these guys work with.
Well, let's be even more recent. Just as we were talking about recent examples.
For sure.
You think Luke Face is making money? Now, he's making money, but you know Whack 100 is a blood too.
Absolutely.
Like Cash Money, Whack 100, Wayne, blood. You put two and two together. Like, I just want this. This is important for the audience to understand.
It is,
like,
because we're not trying to snitch on these people.
But it's free game. It's free knowledge.
It's obvious.
But also, you got to understand, like, this whole situation is because not a lot of people understand drug money and gang culture has been funding hip hop music forever. Wu-Tang. Day one. They were slinging dope to get the money to fucking go to the studio.
There's a Hulu series on that right now. Like, literally showing you how they funded the money for it. Y'all watch Straight Outta Compton.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how it all
began.
Suge Knight. Let me stop on Suge.
Like, it's all littered throughout the history of it. So I don't think anybody should be surprised.
Yeah.
I think people should understand, but not be surprised, because this whole shit has been everywhere you can see. We're not condoning snitching.
No,
we're not glorifying it, but we just want you to understand, like, in every big, like we're saying, every big movie, Scarface, Godfather, every gangster movie you've ever seen in your life, Nino Brown,
right there in front of you.
I mean, there's always somebody who's willing to give it up because they're not just because they're not about that life, but they want to protect their freedom. When people's freedom get caught in, their lifestyle, their kids, their future, these things happen.
It's the truth. Imagine if you had $100,000s of dollars and you could not get that out without the government looking at you. What's the best way to do it? I'm going to invest in somebody. I'm going to put it into this artist. I'm going to put it into this group. I'm putting this group of people, this studio on the back end.
Yeah.
I could pay back that money with profit in about a year or two, but ain't nobody going to know about it. That's exactly how this game works. So, I mean, if you didn't believe it before,
this is a perfect example.
This is a perfect example of Teriyaki exposing it.
And young artists, pay attention.
And he's even getting other young artists involved in this too. So Shotty is a big prevalent person as to who he's been snitching on.
Yeah.
But then one of the biggest rappers he's had beef with,
Point and Tell,
Trippie Redd.
Not living his life in motherfucking Ohio.
You know what I'm saying? Chilling, having
not
the best life.
Not worried about you.
You know, chilling, bro. Like,
I know you got beef, but
dropped that album this year a little
this
while
nigga
ago.
Blood too. He from an Ohio set.
For no reason.
For no reason. He has nothing to do with you.
No reason. So I was like, again, another young rapper, nothing against Trippy. I'm not his biggest fan, but like when you around that field, when you around that Tekashi type of people, because they was, clicking or whatever, back in the day. So, and then they had beef. So this is what happens. You're going to get caught up in that nonsense. So,
and let's be real, beef in today's hip hop industry is a bunch of show and tell anyway.
That's true.
So it might have been a frenemy beef.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been something.
Now you frenemies with somebody, and now you got caught up in
on him
in
court. Like,
this man actually showing the handshakes in court too.
Oh my God, man.
He's showing the gang handshakes. Like, I know my crew handshake, but I don't be out here like, what's up, man? This how you do it right here. Yeah?
Throwing up the signs and everything, telling him the password to the secret dungeon warehouse. Like,
he giving it up. Y'all might want to change the password.
Yeah, I'm about to say, change that password.
Change that password.
All y'all bloods listening, change y'all password.
Change y'all password. Like the internet, change y'all password every day.
So besides Trippie Redd, besides Shotty, we talked a little bit about Jim Jones, which that one doesn't make sense to me because like literally it was just according to Inner City Press, the Snitches snitch. He was asked,
the Snitches snitch.
Teriyaki was asked, is Jim Jones a blood? And he's like, yeah, he's part of Treyway. And basically, I think it was in reference to a phone call or something to where Jim Jones was literally talking to a real Treyway member and was like, oh, that motherfucker ain't real. He's going to get, what he wants or something, I'm paraphrasing. Yeah. But basically, that was their way of finding out and having Teriyaki to confirm that this guy was a Treyway. But
Cardi B's a Treyway.
But apparently, that was the next biggest one. That was today. Teriyaki 6ix9ine just snitched on
Cardi. Hope you live in Atlanta officially. Do never come back to New York now.
Whew. If that's true, you better chill, Cardi. Yeah. Being honest with you,
all that blood talk now.
But it comes from exactly what you were just referencing. One of her first videos, before she got the teeth, she was killing it, like with the bloods behind her. She was all red, doing her real loud ghetto stuff that she started off doing. And it's the same situation, but the difference is she blew up in a pop sense. And that pop label was like,
wash that shit out.
Pop label was like, we're gonna make sure this ain't even what you known for anymore. So that's the point. That's how you're supposed to do it. But to come out here and say she a part of the Treyway, what do you think about that? You think it's like a real situation? You think she was doing something with them just to get that affiliation? Or
I really think, well, let's be real. Like, because she comes from the street culture, because she comes from the strip club, like, and she we know she got hands.
Yeah.
So I really think that she actually is a blood. Okay. Because I think the thing about girls who are like that, they got to fight for so much respect.
Yeah, it's true.
And she's from the Bronx too. Like, she might not be a Treyway because I think Treyway's actually a Brooklyn set, but I don't know all that. But
yeah, we ain't into that deep.
But I think just because the way she moves, the way who she's around, I can see her be a blood. I can see her having that affiliation. The live video has stopped again.
Oh snap! We getting it back for you.
We getting it back up. Hold on a second, y'all. But I can totally see that be the case. I could totally see that not being false. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's true. I think that it was the same situation we're referring to. She just had that little video fame or whatever for it. I just think he's just saying yes just to say yes in front of the court. You know what I'm saying?
He's giving it up.
He's just like, yeah. She definitely did it just to give him his less time. And like, I think that's where it kind of gets sad to me because I'm just like, yo, I really don't believe that she is one, And
you don't think she is one?
I mean, at least at this point, I don't think she really did too much. Because I mean, if we talk in the recent years, she's been in the game for a minute. You talking about with Love and Hip Hop? You talking about like really trying to come up?
But she wasn't known. She
wasn't fame. But I don't think you have the time to really affiliate yourself with that. Now, if you're talking prior Love and Hip Hop, I'm talking like 7, 8, 10 years ago. Possibly.
Well, those ties don't ever go away.
And I'm not saying it's expired. There's no expiration tag on that. To quote one of my favorite quotes from Malibu's Most Wanted, when he gets tatted and he's in the I-9, he's like, only way out of here.
You using Malibu's Most Wanted in this conversation?
Movies are the greatest example, okay? I'm telling you.
We just talking about some legit gang movies. You talking about Malibu's Most Wanted, fam?
Because people need to hear these references so they can resonate.
Oh, okay. All right.
All my white people on the hills need to have some examples too, okay? So when B-Rad gets actually tatted on the I-9s, what's his name? He's one of the Wayans brothers. He goes, welcome to the I-9s. Only way out of here is in a box.
Exactly.
And that's pretty much, I get it. The gang affiliation never dies with you. That's why people get it tatted. You know what I'm saying? People throw up signs. But I don't think that it was anything big. Like, I really don't think that she did a lot of, gang stuff that's really bad. I think she's just maybe been affiliated with people like we said, but I don't think there's anything worth snitching for. Like, he literally just answered yes when she was asked if she's been part of that gang. There's no other ties besides that video. So, I mean, unless they're going to find out that she killed somebody back in the day, like, what the hell is the point of finding out this
Exactly. I really feel like the most important thing about this whole problem is, like, it's just the fact that it shows a lack of
loyalty,
respect, loyalty, G-code. But it's not even just it's just like the lack of I want to say something, but it's like the loyalty thing is really true, but it's just a lack of concern for how many people's lives are totally changed because of this.
Yeah,
how many fathers would go to jail? How many brothers, sisters, mothers?
Yeah, that's true.
Like the lack of you knew this was a total possibility, but yet you still ran with it anyway.
You think he did? Because this is a clear-cut example of him not doing it, man. If you know, I think the people who knew what their potentials are for doing stuff like this is one of those situations like, if you did the crime, do the time. Like most G-code people, that's like inner G-code would tell you, don't snitch because you knew this is a possibility. So with
just don't be involved.
Or literally if you know there's a possibility, get your hell out. But with him, it very much says, like Ari was saying, he don't know code. He didn't grow up with real G code.
And she from Duval. She knows what's up. She know what's up.
So when you don't know that code, and again, to people like us, it's embedded in us. Like, we were born with that stuff. We know what's wrong and what's right. It's either get the hell out, or if you're affiliated, you might be caught up in it.
Yeah.
He didn't understand that. He was a young kid, and that's why we are talking about this.
I'm sure he knew, but he didn't expect it. I'm sure he knew, but he took it too far.
Way too far.
Like, you can know something, but you can take it so far that you lose all recollection or all control over what happens next.
Yeah.
The shit he was doing when he was out in Chicago, antagonizing
Chief Keef and
antagonizing Trippie Redd, antagonizing these other artists, and they're really affiliated. You just might your paper affiliated really can get the OGs in the background caught up in some shit. Then you get that thing grows into something else. Now that you got the OG and then the street niggas got to get up in it, then you got to get up in it.
And then guess how you settle it? By snitching.
That's how you felt on settling it. You know what I mean?
And it's sad, man. I get what you're saying with the safety, and I think his whole argument and point of view is, what about the safety of me? Stupid. My safety. I'm about to get killed if I don't do this. And
you about to get killed once you get out of that?
I'm like, regardless, bro, this is the grave that you have dug.
Yeah,
so
you're going to be in witness protection for the rest of your life.
Yeah, bro, you're gonna move to fucking Europe and change your whole face because you can't stay in the States at this point, man.
I get that. And you got all these tattoos. You easily recognizable, fam.
You got to get them face removed. I saw the artist sketch because I think last week we were talking about I want to see the sketch. He still look the same.
Still got the damn colored hair,
rainbowed hair. I don't know how he's keeping that dye up in jail.
Nigga, fuck that. Just give me a buzz cut.
Yeah, give me a straight up buzz cut. Like, let me start sanding my face until these tattoos get worn off.
Start showing the transformation.
Get in.
No, I'm sure. No, he can't show the transformation just yet.
Yeah, he got to. Once he turns into Brandon Michaels, he's gonna come out with like glasses and big eyes. But nah, that's the whole point that we are discussing. This is that this is a clear cut case of some stupid kid who got caught up in some stupid stuff. No fault but his own.
Facts.
With some real shit, some real gangster shit. And now you are digging your grave. Now you are literally in a hole. And I get that this is your best situation, but when I see you blatantly just calling out random people,
that have nothing to do with your case.
Like, literally, I can maybe see the Trippie, I can maybe see your manager, I can maybe see the Jim Jones.
No.
But that's the thing.
Like,
the reason they got Jim Jones is because the court wants to get Jim Jones. This has nothing to do with your case.
Yeah, he's like,
this has nothing to do with your case.
I'm not even sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, no answer.
All I know is people who I know. But I ain't never talked to Jim Jones in my life.
But because of that phone call, they're like, is Jim Jones the blood? Yep. Like, bro, really? Like,
that don't mean nothing. He's on the phone. That's all.
Yeah, and that's all he was saying was like, this kid gonna get checked because he's not a real one. That don't mean that Jim Jones a real one.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, to a point, I could maybe 1%, somewhat, very little, justify what he's going through. Because maybe I want to save my life if I'm on there too. But the difference is, I would never be on that stand in that position.
Well, let's be real. Like, you are a civilian. We're civilians.
Yes.
We're still outside of the people we really close to and know, like outside of the people hung out with.
Yeah.
Let's say a gang member in Orlando does something to me, right?
Yeah.
I'm not affiliated with nobody here in Orlando.
No.
So I'm perfectly okay. Like, yo, that nigga did. Because I'm not affiliated with nobody here.
True. Straight up.
Like, but if I'm back in Mississippi and something happens to me and my homeboy,
you got to talk to the right people.
I got to talk to the right people.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Because it's a different situation. Like me and you here, we're not carrying baggage like that.
That's true.
But when you're
throwing up these signs,
you're overtly carrying the baggage. No matter where you are, it is on your ass.
Ari put in the chat, it's his OG's fault partly. He wasn't built for this, and the fact that he wasn't initiated lets me know that his OGs wanted money over everything. I'm gonna get back to that in a second because that's actually a good point.
Good point.
Should have put him through it and showed him how deep it goes. Naive kid who thought he was popping and his ego too big for his lifestyle. I mean, first of all, very well put, Ari. Shout out to our girl Ari.
Good job, Ari.
That was so perfectly put. You touched on a few points that we really didn't even touch on yet. The whole should have put him through it and showed him how deep it goes. I think that's more so for just the gangs he was really affiliated with. They probably really should have been like, nah, we're not going to do this so easily.
Yeah, you got to earn this.
Yeah, we're going to really see if you about this life or whatever. So I agree in terms of like, it was just a naive kid mixed with some people trying to get their own fame and money. And no disrespect to them, but I just think that would have not been in this situation. He would have learned a little bit better.
You would have learned to respect it.
And then going back to,
and it's sad that Skinny from the 9 has more respect for it than you.
Like, and that's what kind of you watch these
and
videos.
Got his ass beat.
You watch these videos and you're like, why y'all really allowing this kid to be in front of y'all while y'all throwing up the sign? Like, nah, y'all know he ain't y'all representation.
Exactly.
But the good fact she mentioned, another thing from movies that we've been talking about.
Facts.
He was not initiated. Y'all think that's a fake thing in TV shows and movies to get gang initiated, to do a crime, to rob somebody, to kill somebody, to do some drugs?
The 60-second penny pickup,
all that shit is real.
It happens.
It's real. Like people, the same way if you ever see
the $1.50 shit in New York.
Shit, man. People driving around without their tail lights on, and the first person that flick on them, you got to go after them. Like some real stuff goes on, bro. Like, so when you see stuff like this, it's no different than when you see those movies and a druggie goes to a drug dealer and he's like, nah, you got to do something in front of me so I know you ain't a snitch. It's the same thing. That's how they know they're not snitches. They have initiations. But what happens when you don't have an initiation? We don't know you're not a snitch.
We don't know. It's you don't know if they're really there for the right purpose. They're not really a part of what you're really doing, your organization. They're not really a part of understanding everything and what it takes to be a part of that. They're not fully bought in.
In the words of the young people, you ain't about that life.
You ain't about that life.
You ain't about that life. And until you prove that you about that life, it's not. And so I agree. There is a fault to the OG's fault that Ari is saying in terms of that. But in the end of the day, this kid, he's dug himself his grave. I can't even say that any way better because he's done. What else can this guy do? Not only after, we were saying this before when we're like, oh, he about to snitch on everybody. He's done. Yeah. Now that we're seeing the snitching,
it's really done.
It's really done.
Like, it's either he gonna be out.
Worse.
You can't have a career after this.
And we on day 4, bro. Like, this is going to be shots of Inner City Press, the Snitches Snitch.
The Snitches Snitch, Inner City Press, what's up?
I'm going to be waiting at 12 o'clock tomorrow.
We're going to shout you out on Twitter and Instagram. That ass.
We're going to be like, yeah, y'all on our podcast. But it's ridiculous to me, man. I just think at the end of the day, man, I want this to be a lesson to all these kids. And I think it will be, man. Like, I haven't seen a lot of people throwing up some gang shit recently just because they're like, yo, maybe let's just chill a little bit back right now, Maybe a YG, but he's an OG. We all know.
He's earned his stripes.
He's earned, exactly. So I think that if you're young, if you really in the game, don't use this for clout, man. Like, don't use this for clout. Like, poor Danny. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, look at this
Danny
kid.
Dimes.
Poor Danny Dimes. Like, he's really, like, legit fucked. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I don't know what else to say. Like, he is done. This is the story of where you see in those movies where snitch is like at the top snitch.
Yeah.
This is where like the snitch is like at the stand and he's like literally looking in the court jury. Yeah. And he's like, that guy.
This is Dennis Quaid. He was my friend in 2nd grade. He has a birthmark on his right cheek.
It's bad.
Every time he saw me, he said blood. You know what I'm saying? And he said that, and he threw me this sign. You know what I'm saying? Notice how I took it off camera. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. Ari was saying Chief Keef Ben told y'all that
Tekashi
was an op, and I mean, he wasn't at first, but now we definitely know, man. So,
facts.
Yo, little kids out there, man, look at this situation and take it for what it is. I feel like there's still going to be people out there that take it as a joke and are like, Tekashi's screwed. But it's like, this is a real situation, man.
But I'll put it this way. Like, gang culture's not going nowhere.
Absolutely.
So you're not going to get rid of people like Schoolie, who's a Crip. You're not going to get rid of people who or Bloods in the music industry. It's going to be there. But the most important thing is them to move smarter.
Absolutely.
With all that shit. Because it's like, if you move like you don't have any sense, guess what? You get caught up. Like it happens in Memphis, it happens in Mississippi, it happens in Atlanta all the time. What do you think? Them niggas are trying to roll up on, the baby. Like,
yeah,
like they people really think nowadays they can pull your card and not have repercussions for it, or pull your card and see if you really about it. Like fan culture now is really to test you. See if you really are what you say you are.
That's fan culture for sure, dude. And so, it's like, that's how they fans of you. They want to see if you're real.
Exactly. So nowadays, just because you say some shit, they're going to really see what you're about. And then you're forced to back it up.
But let me tell you something. Don't give a fuck about your fans. You don't got to back it up for them. You know what I'm saying? If you really are trying to play a fake, gangster, be a fake gangster. Don't actually try and play it up for the fans. Don't throw up signs, period. Yeah. But don't affiliate yourself with them. There's so much stuff on this Twitter thread that I'm looking through.
Or you can definitely be an unaffiliated gangster.
Yeah. The same way we talking about knowing people and just not being affiliated when they do that shit. Yeah,
same thing. You can be a drug dealer that just sells drugs without back into the Bloods.
Sell drugs to all the Bloods.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But you not one.
But you not shooting with them. So you still affiliated. There's so much footage of people talking about how, I think that back in the case that caused a lot of these charges, there was a gunshot shooting that happened at the Barclays Center. And it was involved with his manager and some other group. And there's literally a video of him aftermath. Who was it with, if you know exactly who it was?
Oh my God. I knew who it was with.
But basically, there's a video of him in the aftermath just FaceTiming or Instagram living with the selfie like, yeah, this real stuff, this Treyway, you know what I'm saying, gunshots, this what happened when you don't do right without us, whatever his whack ass Daniel said. And it's just sad because I'm like,
oh, it was Casanova.
There you go. Another real
dude. Yeah.
So when you are dealing with that and then you have this blatant obvious footage, the only reason he was talking out whoop-de-whoop after,
because he felt protected,
and he wants to show the world, this is my life, I'm really about that. But when you're not really protected, when you're not really running with them, when you're not really about that life, this is what happens. So I again, look at all this stuff. Go on Inner City Press's Twitter, because like, even if you're not a fan of this Tekashi 6ix9ine
it's good to
guy,
know.
This is crazy. Like, I'm watching this, I'm like, this is the script for a movie. Like, I can't wait until they do a series or Netflix, Hulu movie on this
where
kid.
It went wrong.
Yeah, like where it went wrong. Like, it could be a movie, like a depiction, and then a real freaking documentary. We did the Fire Festival documentary. Like, we could do a Tekashi doc.
I'll put it this way. Also, like, you see all this shit going on. Like, we've seen artists get shot and killed over this shit. So this is just the next part of the story.
Absolutely.
Y'all can get died, put in a box over it, or guess what? You can end up in jail, or you can be just the guy who gets caught up in all this shit, want to go home to your family and friends, have to make the decision, end up being branded a snitch. Guess what? For the rest of your life, you can't show your face nowhere.
You don't. Nowhere, because your face was made to be so freaking noticeable with your antics, with your
the tattoos,
the hair, with your personality.
But wait, you are a worldwide recognized person.
You are. You 100% are.
A worldwide recognized person.
Look at them Gummo numbers on YouTube. Look at the regions that stuff is hit. He is literally worldwide. So that's why I'm like, he got to go to Europe, B.
He has his songs on Anuel La La. So he has songs that charting in Puerto Rico. He has songs that was charting. Even some of the songs he has with A Boogie still be on Spotify.
So even the songs with Nicki Minaj that he did, that Fefe or Fifi or whatever.
Fifi, yeah.
And side note, people were saying that's why he snitched on Cardi.
Because
Nicki Minaj
that makes sense.
gave him a little.
So he's still rocking with the Barbie gang. Okay,
trying to get a little something. But nah, in all seriousness, man, I think the only place he can end up is that same farm where Thanos was in at the beginning of Avengers Endgame.
After the snap,
just literally in the middle of nowhere on a planet, nobody else is there. Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I feel for the kid. Like right now at this point, I'm not saying I'm not sympathetic for him, but I'm empathetic for him. Like, I definitely feel for you. If I was in your shoes, I'm not saying I do the same thing. I'm just saying I would feel for you.
Yeah, you don't.
The fear.
We may not do the same thing, but we understand it.
Yes, absolutely. Now, with that being said, though, you made the bed that you're gonna sleep in, bro. Like, this is all you in the course of 3 years, bro. I would say 3 full years. Look what this kid has done. So I want these other kids to look at this and be like, is the fame worth it? You know, is the fame really worth it for this type of fame?
Not even just the fame, but is the affiliation, the politics, like all that shit comes with different types of politics and different types of, you got to move a certain way. Is the weight of those, what it takes to represent that, worth it?
Yeah,
it's that's why I really feel it is. Like, put it this way, when I was cool with my crew of people, right?
Yeah,
I went to college. At that point, I made a decision. There's no reason for me to still be trying to live that life and be cool with all these people if I'm gonna try to go this way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't. I'm not my. At that point, I don't want to live in the street no more. I don't want to
absolutely
be a stoop kid. You know what I mean? I don't want to be out there moving that stuff no more. I got my whole thing and perspective is like, yo, at this point, I gotta go this way. They still my friends, but they gotta go that way.
Yeah.
When we see each other, it's all whoop de whoop.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I'm over here, they over there.
Yo, I knew dudes growing up in freaking middle school, man. I say middle school, and I'm not trying to exaggerate.
Yeah.
That were selling guns just literally in the locker rooms. Like, literally, I would see them do a handshake, get some money in it, and then literally,
hand the bag over.
Not even, it's in that locker. Just go pick it up after school. Literally just leaving it in there during 4th block or whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember just getting affiliated with them. I knew the people, and they're like, yo, if you ever want in on this, do that, do that.
Shit.
And it just made me realize in a real mature setting, like, bruh, I'm blessed to have this opportunity to where I don't need to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To where I could literally see a path of going to school, going to college, and getting a job, getting clean money, not risking my life.
Not just that, being able to come home at night.
Yeah, without that freaking conscience on my mind, without that fear. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Without you selling guns, bro.
And I just want to make sure everybody understands, like, we ain't calling the whole motivation. These niggas who have this extra machismo on the street, they really scared.
Yo, they'd be fearless because that's part of their job. Yeah. You got to be fearless to sell this and do this.
Part of being fearless is to know fear.
Yeah, you got to come home and you like, whew, why you think they come home and smoke a blunt at the end of the night every night? Because they got to relieve that stress from what they just seen. So my point in saying that is just, it's not worth it. At the end of the day, like, to be affiliated with that, it's not worth it. I remember just thinking to myself, like, I don't have to do this. And I think that's a choice that a lot of people who are in it realize that this is the only route that they have. Yeah. Yeah. And that's a respectable route. Like, if this is literally the best you can do, whether it's this moment, whether it's to get you to the next step, I don't have to do this right now. So I'm not going to do this for the clout. And I think that's where Tekashi went wrong. He didn't realize he had so many other opportunities, especially to get famous. Yeah. Could have done this hair, could have done this music without the Treyway affiliation. Probably would have taken him longer, but he probably still would have gotten fame without the snitching.
And I'll also add this to that. It's like, if you are in the business of doing that, bro, guess what? Take the L. Also, know what you're getting yourself into. Yeah. Like, be able to understand that, yo, move real, like Wayne. Real G's move in silence like lasagna. You don't gotta tell everybody that you doing it.
It's sad, man.
Show everybody you doing it. Mm-hmm. But you don't gotta say nothing.
And we brought up so many rappers, bro. We brought up Game, we brought up Wayne, we brought up Jones, like, we brought up YG, we brought up Blueface, Schoolboy Q. Like, I can tell you so many gangsters. Danny East,
like
gangsters.
O3 Greedo, who's doing a bid right now.
Gangsters in the game, OG gangsters in the game, and they ain't understand like Tekashi is right now. Yeah. So let that be a lesson to y'all, man. We gotta know what you're getting yourself into, especially if it's this serious. And if you are really into it, we're not, disrespecting you or telling you don't do it. Move smart, don't do the stuff that he's doing right now. But really, to these young kids, man, don't move like Treyway, man. Or Tekashi with Treyway. Like, move like how you need to be moved. Be legit, be real, and also don't snitch. If you a snitch, you a bitch.
Snitches get stitches, but we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, he probably
he gonna get more than stitches.
He's getting stitches for reconstructive surgery because he has to look different. He has to hit that plastic surgery and get a whole new face on it.
Exactly. Ari just posted a post. This is a personal thing. She said, "People put me on in my JIT days. The generation of folks can't care more about money. power and clout over loyalty, preserving the quote-unquote gang. Back in the day, you didn't know who the boss was, and loyalty actually meant something. It moved in silence. If you knew, you knew. If you didn't, it wasn't your business. Everybody want to be known now. The more reckless, and they move too reckless and think it's cool. Once you get recode, shut the fuck up and deal with what you put yourself in. If you ain't about it, move differently. I'll put it this way. I knew who the governor of this certain organization was in Florida. Guess what? I wasn't close enough to touch him. That's the reason of separation. You might not know who's in charge, but guess what? You may never be close enough to ever touch his hand. But if you are, guess what? You're that close. That comes with that close consequences.
I was about to say, I knew the same thing through I'm going to be real, my dealer at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was the type of dude who was kind of loud about his stuff. He would show me like, oh, yo, we got these farms, we got these grow ops, we got this and that in Miami on this spot. And I'm like, I appreciate the trust, but I was like, I don't want to know that stuff right now, bro. Like, you showing me some real confidential stuff. And it got to a point where I remember I had to owe him some money, had to go to his man's house, like his boss or whatever the situation was. Bro, I literally just pulled up just to wait in the parking lot of this rich ass mansion like house.
I'd be scared.
Bro, I'm talking when I pull up, there's like 6 other cars pulling up doing the same thing, just waiting in the driveway to give this man some money. And I remember thinking,
wait, you owed him?
I owed my dealer, and my dealer was out of town, so I guess my dealer owed this guy money. So he made me go straight to this guy to give him that money.
That's scary.
Scary as shit. And I noticed, like, literally, I'm talking, he had a huge driveway and 6 cars in front of me. We all got our windows down, counting money, doing the same thing. This guy walks up to all of us. It's a private lot. Literally all of us. He's like, you blah, blah, blah's boy? I'm like, yeah. He's like, have a good night. And I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of here. I did not need to be there. The one time I saw something that exclusive.
I'm never going back.
Matter of fact, I didn't even deal with my dude after that.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I'm good, bro. Too close. Like, so we have that awareness. Just like Ari is saying, like, once you get into it too much, you got to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Most of the times, you're not supposed to know the man in charge. So when you get close to knowing the man in charge, it comes with them consequences. And I'm just trying to cop some weed, bro. I ain't trying to.
you weren't trying to be that close.
I ain't trying to, really get into it, on some Fast and Furious shit. But some Too Fast, Too Furious.
We need your car. Drive.
I'm not trying to be a mule. So, yeah, at the end of the day, we know it. You know what I'm saying? Being from Duval, being from Jacksonville, or even Mississippi, being from Fort Lauderdale, even Trinidad, I could tell you situations, man.
Island shit is real.
Ooh, I could go on and on about how many times we passing through the mountains and my cousins get stopped and had to give a little bit of money to somebody just because
you go down the back, you go down the wrong back way, you end up some shit real quick.
Make sure you checked in with the people. So, like, at the end of the day, understand this gang shit is not new. It's always been there. It's universal. It's in America, especially in hip hop.
Yeah.
Don't go talking that whoop-de-whoop if you ain't about that life. And if you really about that life, play it smart.
Well, we made an episode all about 6ix9ine.
We did it.
Danny Dimes.
This is literally Danny Dimes,
Teriyaki 6ix9ine.
But this is important. Like, honestly, I want everybody to really follow this dude. I'm giving him some free press at Inner City Press, because he is literally tweeting the whole court, and it's a time to be alive when you really can read this stuff.
you getting exclusives that you didn't know you needed.
Legit.
World Star picking them up. Vlad TV picking them up. Hip Hop DX is picking them up. Everybody's picking them up.
So check it out. We'll definitely have, keep you tuned next week and to see what happens. Definitely not going to do the whole show about it, because hopefully the court case will be done.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting.
Who else can you snitch on,
Yeah,
fam?
like, I'm going to say, like, he about to bring in, like, Soulja Boy in here for no reason. He about to bring in random people. He going to be like...
I was like...
Bringing up people that already got cases. He's like, oh yeah, Michael Jackson, Treyway.
Exactly.
R. Kelly, bro, he was all up in the Treyway.
He was definitely Treyway. Everything going on with the girls. Yeah. Like.
So pay attention to it. Be smart about it. But yeah, man, shouts to Teriyaki for giving us some good news today.
Yeah, facts. I know we had 2 streams because of the situation. Stay tuned,
Zuckerberg hold us. He heard
Zuckerberg's
us,
hating.
So he's just trying to cut us off. But we made it through. We got 2 streams. Thank y'all for sticking with us, if y'all stayed in. And we'll re-upload the whole thing on YouTube later. So
Definitely. But also, happy Independence Day, St. Kitts and Nevis.
Shout out.
Shout out to
way boy.
Yeah, all my island people, them. But definitely, it's been each and every Thursday we're here on Valencia College Radio. Tune in, valenciacollegeradio.com.
Yes.
Tune in on Facebook Live.
Yes.
Tune in on iTunes.
Yes.
Apple Podcasts.
Tune in on our YouTube.
Yes, sir. The video comes up usually on the weekend, so
yes, sir.
Stay tuned for that, everybody. Of course, it's been another edition of Thursday Night School with your boy DJ Spotty the Dom, and of course, my great co-host DJ
Trini D. They call me Trini D. This has been Thursday Night School. Thank y'all for tuning in. Stay safe out there. God bless.
Good night.